Yo, what's good, fam? Buckle up because we're diving headfirst into the juiciest, most jaw-dropping celebrity scandal of 2025. Picture this. A courtroom so tense you could slice the air with a butter knife, a hip-hop empire crumbling faster than a stale cookie, and a podcast bombshell that's got the whole world clutching their AirPods. We're talking about the trial of Sean Diddy Combs, the once untouchable mogul who's now staring down the barrel of a truth cannon fired by none other than Joe Rogan. Yeah, that Joe Rogan. And hold up, this story's got a Prince recording so wild it's like finding a unicorn in your backyard. Ready for the tea? Let's spill it. And trust me, we're going deep. It's May 12th, 2025, 9:00 a.m. PST, and the Los Angeles Federal Courthouse is giving main character energy. Inside courtroom 7B, Judge Eleanor Vance, think Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada but with a gavel, surveys the room like a hawk ready to swoop. The vibe, electric. The stakes, higher than a skyscraper in Dubai. Diddy's on trial, and the allegations are heavier than a stack of gold chains at a 90s music awards show. We're talking years of whispers about control, manipulation, and some seriously shady dealings that have the industry buzzing like a beehive poked with a stick. This isn't just a trial. It's a cultural earthquake, and the aftershocks are about to shake the entertainment world to its core. Now, let's zoom out to Austin, Texas, where Joe Rogan's in his podcast Batcave, looking like he just cracked the Da Vinci Code while chugging a protein shake. This man's been on a mission, digging into Diddy's world like an archaeologist unearthing a mysterious tomb guarded by trapdoors and riddles. For years, Joe's been peeling back the layers of the music industry's murkiest corners, chasing leads like a detective in a noir flick. Today, he's holding the ultimate ace up his sleeve, a never-before-heard recording from Prince. Yeah, Purple Rain, doves crying, guitar-shredding Prince. Not a song, not a demo, but a haunting, whispered conversation from late 2015. Just months before Prince's tragic passing in April 2016. In it, Prince talks about trying to help a friend escape a network of control. No names are dropped, but the context? It's screaming Diddy louder than a Bad Boy Records remix, blasting through a club. Joe adjusts his headphones, gives his producer the nod, and hits play. The audio floods his studio, then rockets across the internet to millions of listeners, faster than a viral TikTok. It's like dropping a glitter bomb in a library. Everyone's shook, and the sparkles are everywhere. Prince's voice, soft but heavy, carries a weight that makes your skin crawl like you just walked through a haunted house. He's talking about someone trapped, someone controlled, and the timing of this tape? It's like the universe handed Joe a smoking gun, wrapped in purple velvet, tied with a bow of cosmic justice. Joe's been chasing this tape since early 2024, risking it all through a secret source who's basically the deep throat of the music world, spilling secrets at great personal cost. And now, it's out there, changing everything like a plot twist in a blockbuster movie. Back in the courtroom, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson is ready to throw hands, legally of course. She's got that cool, calculated vibe, like she's been waiting for this moment her whole career, practicing her closing arguments in front of a mirror. Her assistant, Sarah, suddenly looks like she's seen a ghost, clutching her phone with a headline that screams, "Joe Rogan plays Prince tape in Diddy trial." Emily's lips curl into a smirk so subtle, it's practically a secret handshake between her and destiny. She glances at Diddy's defense table, where the mogul's looking like he just swallowed a lemon and chased it with bad news. "The prosecution will proceed," she says, her voice now dripping with "I've got you" energy that could power a city. The game's changed, and Diddy's about to feel the heat hotter than a summer in Miami. By 10:30 a.m., the courtroom's a pressure cooker, ready to pop like a champagne bottle at one of Diddy's old parties. Diddy's lawyer, David Schwartz, is prepping for a big cross-examination, probably thinking he's got this in the bag. But Emily's got a curveball that's about to send him spinning. "Your Honor," she declares, her voice cutting through the room like a laser, "we have new evidence just made public and it's critical to this case. We request to present Exhibit P17 immediately." The room freezes like someone hit pause on a Netflix drama. Diddy's fingers, usually steady as a metronome, start tapping like he's auditioning for a drum solo in a panic band. Schwartz jumps up, crying, "Ambush!" like he's starring in a legal soap opera. But Emily's unfazed, standing there like a chess grandmaster who just said, "Checkmate." She lays it out. Joe Rogan dropped the Prince tape on his podcast hours ago, and it's about a mysterious network of control that lines up perfectly with the allegations against Diddy. The courtroom's collective jaw hits the floor, and you could hear a pin drop if it weren't for Diddy's nervous tapping. Now, let's talk about this tape, because it's not just some random audio. It's Prince, the guy who fought the music industry like David versus Goliath, whispering about someone caught in a web of manipulation. Joe's been dissecting it like a surgeon with a scalpel, breaking down every word, every pause like he's decoding an ancient scroll. He's interviewed ex-bodyguards who've seen things they can't unsee, label execs who've whispered secrets over burner phones, and insiders so scared they'd rather wrestle a bear than go public. And then there's the exclusive parties. Oh, you haven't heard. These were Diddy's infamous shindigs. Think high-end velvet rope events with intense privacy measures. Phones confiscated, strict rules, and everything documented like a reality show you never signed up for. Joe's been talking about this for months, saying Diddy kept a secret server in a Miami compound, packed with recordings that could make a conspiracy theorist blush. Federal raids on March 26, 2024, backed this up, finding evidence that's got Diddy sweating bullets like he's in a sauna with no exit. When Emily fires up the projector to play the Prince tape, the courtroom's like a scene from a thriller, tension so thick you could spread it on toast. Prince's voice fills the space, soft but chilling, like a ghost telling secrets from beyond. Schwartz looks like he's been hit by a freight train, his face paler than a winter morning. Diddy? His jaw's so slack you could park a yacht in it, and his eyes are wide, like he's staring into a mirror that's showing him his worst nightmare. His hands tremble, gripping the table like it's his last lifeline in a sinking ship. This isn't just shock. It's existential dread, the kind that makes you question every choice you've ever made. The man who built an empire on charisma and control is watching it unravel in real time, and it's giving Othello meets O.J. Simpson trial vibes, with a sprinkle of Shakespearean tragedy. Schwartz scrambles, begging for a recess like a kid who forgot his lines in the school play. This is undisclosed evidence. He yells, sounding like he's about to throw his briefcase in frustration. Judge Vance, cool as a cucumber in a fridge, grants a 30-minute break, but the damage is done and it's permanent like a bad tattoo. Outside the courthouse is a full-blown circus, complete with clowns and chaos. Reporters are losing it, shouting into phones, "Rogan's got a Prince tape, it's about Diddy." Social media's on fire. Hashtags like Sandra Diddy trial and Marja Prince tape trending faster than a TikTok dance challenge gone viral. Joe's still in his studio, connecting dots like he's solving a mystery board game, piecing together clues with the intensity of a man who's had one too many espressos. He talks about Diddy's ecosystem of silence, confidentiality agreements, pressure, and career threats keeping people quieter than a library during finals week. He brings up a Grammy-winning producer whose career tanked after refusing to delete footage from a Diddy party in 2023. Then there's the former assistant, buried under a mountain of confidentiality agreements from 2021 to 2024, too scared to talk, like they're hiding from a monster under the bed. This isn't just tea, it's a whole tea plantation, and Joe's serving it by the gallon. But wait, there's more. Joe drops another bombshell, the rainy day file. Sounds like something out of a spy novel, right? It's allegedly a master folder of encrypted footage Diddy used as leverage against anyone who dared cross him, like a digital sword of Damocles. Whispers of a powerful figure being on those tapes? Yeah, Joe's heard it, but he's keeping names out of it for legal reasons because he's not trying to get sued into the next dimension. Smart move, because this web is stickier than a spider's masterpiece spun by a caffeinated arachnid. Back in the courtroom, Diddy's alone during the recess, looking like a man who's seen his own ghost. His face ashen like he just walked out of a horror movie. His empire, Bad Boy Records, Sean John, all that glitz, is crumbling faster than a sandcastle at high tide, and the waves are relentless. When court resumes at 11:15 a.m., how the vibes shifted like someone flipped a switch from tense to apocalyptic. Schwartz looks like he aged a decade in 30 minutes, his brow furrowed like a plowed field. Emily? She's practically glowing, radiating confidence like she's got the sun in her pocket. Joe's podcast is now the trial's unofficial soundtrack, giving context to the exclusive parties and Diddy's alleged control tactics. He's even mentioned names like Jay-Z and LeBron James, not as culprits, but as people who knew about the events, sending their legal teams into a frenzy issuing denials faster than you can say damage control. Forfiche, and let's not forget Cassie Ventura, whose 2016 hotel surveillance video, released by CNN in May 2024, showed Diddy's alleged behavior in stark, undeniable detail. Add in testimony from a security guard, Eddie Garcia, on June 3, 2025, about Diddy trying to buy that tape for $100,000 in a brown paper bag, because apparently that's how you do business in the shady lane, and it's game over for plausible deniability. But let's rewind a bit, because this story didn't start in 2025. The cracks in Diddy's empire started showing back in 2023, when the first lawsuits crept out like cautious mice sniffing for cheese. Joe was on it from the jump, sniffing out the truth like a bloodhound with a podcast mic. He's been talking to insiders, piecing together a puzzle that's uglier than a bad album cover. The Prince tape? That was the cherry on top. But Joe's been building this case in the court of public opinion for years. He's interviewed people who've worked for Diddy, people who've partied with Diddy, people who've been scared of Diddy, and the picture they paint? It's not pretty. It's a world where power was a currency, and Diddy was the bank, doling it out or withholding it to keep people in line. The exclusive parties weren't just parties, they were a system. A machine designed to control, to document, to dominate. And Joe's been the one shining a flashlight into the darkest corners, even when it meant risking his own credibility. Let's talk about those parties for a second, because they're the stuff of legend and not the good kind. Imagine a world where the guest list is A-list, the drinks are top shelf, but the price of entry is your silence. Phones taken at the door, rules stricter than a boarding school, and cameras rolling like it's a Hollywood set. Joe's sources, ex-security, former assistants, you name it, say these events were orchestrated with military precision, designed to create leverage. And that Miami compound? It wasn't just a mansion. It was a fortress, allegedly housing a server packed with enough dirt to bury half of Hollywood. When the feds raided it in March 2024, they didn't just find a few files. They found a digital vault that's got Diddy's team scrambling like ants at a picnic. By May 28th, Joe's wrapping up another podcast, his voice low and intense like he's delivering a sermon to the truth seekers. This isn't about canceling Diddy, he says, leaning into the mic like it's his lifeline. It's about accountability for an empire built on fear, control, and silence. He's not wrong, and the financial fallout proves it. Bad Boy Records, Sean John? They're toxic now, like a brand nobody wants to touch with a 10-foot pole. Analysts are predicting an 90% drop in Diddy's net worth if he's convicted. And that's no small change for a guy who once had a private jet on speed dial. Endorsements? Gone faster than a sold-out concert. Investments? Pulled like a plug from a socket. His brands are bleeding cash faster than a Vegas slot machine on a losing streak. But the real loss? His legacy. Once a hip-hop king who ruled the charts and the culture, Diddy's now a cautionary tale. His name whispered in the same breath as scandal. His songs, those bangers that lit up the 90s, are tainted, pulled from playlists like they're radioactive, their vibe forever changed by allegations of misconduct. This trial's bigger than Diddy, though. It's a wake-up call for the entertainment industry, a sledgehammer to the glass house of power and privilege. Joe's been saying it since 2023, when those first lawsuits crept out. Confidentiality agreements and power plays have protected influential figures for too long, keeping secrets locked away like treasure in a pirate's chest. This case is cracking that chest wide open, forcing conversations about accountability that can't be ignored, no matter how many lawyers you throw at it. Victims like Cassie are finally being heard, their stories amplified by Joe's relentless pursuit and that Prince tape's eerie, almost supernatural timing. And the rainy day file? It's still out there, a ticking time bomb that could shake up more than just Diddy's world. Whispers of powerful figures caught in its net, politicians, moguls, you name it, have the industry holding its breath, waiting for the next shoe to drop. Let's not forget the cultural ripple effects. This trial's not just about one man. It's about the systems that let him thrive. The music industry's been a wild west for decades, with NDAs used like duct tape to patch up scandals. But now, the tape's peeling off and the truth is spilling out. Joe's podcast has become a beacon for those who've been silenced, a platform where stories once buried are seeing daylight. He's talked to people who've lost careers, reputations, even their sense of safety, all because they crossed the wrong person. And Prince's tape, it's not just evidence. It's a symbol, a reminder that even the biggest stars can see through the glitter and call out the darkness. Prince, the man who took on record labels and won, was trying to help someone escape, and his voice, even years after his passing, is shaking the foundations of Diddy's empire. As the trial rolls on, Diddy's world is shrinking faster than a cheap t-shirt in the wash. The yacht parties in St. Bart's? History. The power moves with A-listers? Done. The differential nods from industry titans? Vanished like a magician's rabbit. He's isolated now, surrounded by the consequences of his alleged actions, a man who once commanded boardrooms and dance floors, now reduced to a courtroom defendant. His story, once about triumph, hustle, and Harlem swagger, is now a narrative he can't spin his way out of no matter how many PR firms he hires. Joe Rogan from his Austin studio isn't done either. He's got more calls to make, more secrets to dig up, more dots to connect. The fight's messy, like a food fight in a high school cafeteria, but the tide's turning. The silenced are speaking. Their voices echoing louder than any beat Diddy ever dropped. And let's talk about the fans for a second, because you, the people watching this, are part of this story too. The court of public opinion is ruthless, and social media's been a wildfire since that Prince tape dropped. Fans who once vibed to I'll Be Missing You are now side-eyeing Diddy's whole catalog, wondering what else they missed. Streaming platforms are quietly pulling his tracks, not because they have to, but because the vibes shifted. Nobody wants to be the one blasting a song tied to scandal at the next barbecue. And the industry? It's scrambling to rewrite its own narrative, with execs suddenly preaching transparency like they just discovered the word. This trial's not just a legal battle, it's a reckoning. A moment where the music world has to look in the mirror and decide what it stands for. Joe's role in all this? He's not just a podcaster. He's a one-man revolution, wielding his mic like a sword. He's taken risks, burned bridges, and probably made a few enemies who'd rather see him silenced. But he keeps going, because for Joe, this isn't about clout or clicks, it's about truth. He's given a voice to the voiceless, from Cassie to that Grammy-winning producer to the assistant drowning in NDAs. And the Prince tape? It's his Excalibur. A piece of evidence so powerful, it's shifted the entire narrative of the trial. Without Joe, would we even be here? Would the world know about the rainy day file, the parties, the system? Probably not. He's the spark that lit this fire, and it's burning brighter every day. As we speak, the trial's still unfolding, with more twists than a soap opera season finale. Every day brings new headlines, new revelations, new reasons to grab your popcorn and refresh your feed. Will the rainy day file surface? Will more names get dragged into the spotlight? Will Diddy's empire ever recover, or is this the end of an era? One thing's for sure, this story's far from over. Joe's still out there, digging like he's searching for buried treasure. And the world's watching, waiting for the next bombshell. The truth is out there, and it's louder than a sold-out concert, sharper than a fresh beat, and more powerful than any empire built on secrets. All right, fam, that's the tea, and it's piping hot, served with a side of truth and a sprinkle of shade. What do you think? Did Joe Rogan just change the game, or is there more to this story waiting to drop? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're living for this drama, and subscribe for more celebrity scoops that'll keep you glued to your screen. Don't forget to ring that bell. We've got more bombshells coming your way, and you don't want to miss a single one. Peace out, and let's keep the conversation poppin'.